to whoever's joining me. Happy Thanksgiving to everyone who's arriving. Say hi as you're hopping on. I'm just bringing up all the comments. There we go. So, I'm also always got my tea at the perfect temperature when I come to sit down. Please say hello if you're hopping on at all. I know it's a holiday. What are you doing today? Are you going to be cooking as soon as we finish the meditation? Are you going to be resting? Let me know what the day looks like for you, what the energy that you're taking in this morning. Good morning. I see some people comments are starting to arrive. Good morning, Maribeth and Jax. Happy Thanksgiving. Yeah, who's cooking? I have to say, I'm thankful that my husband cooks the whole Thanksgiving meal. Whether it's just us or we have any family, we usually stay local, so for us it won't be terribly different. And it's a very interesting holiday where there isn't all the commercialization or extreme rituals, but this food and people and this idea of gratitude. So I see a few more people saying good morning, Andrea and Margaret and Lonnie. Happy to have you guys here. I wasn't sure if anyone would show up, but I'm glad to see some people are here. So yeah, I don't know if you have more people, family coming over, if you're feeling busy, if you're feeling disappointed that it's not the usual holiday where you can't meet up with extended family, or if you are meeting up with extended family but you might be feeling a little concerned because of the situation with the pandemic. Let me know at the onset how that's going for you and how you're feeling. We're just keeping it simple, keeping it local, and I'm not even cooking, so it's very relaxed for me. But I know for most people it might be a combination of those things I just mentioned. So I wanted to start by kind of honoring that and then moving into a meditation a little bit more on gratitude. And I did a meditation on gratitude last week. It ended up being in 2 parts. It was very ironic as I did give thanks to technology and then my computer completely shut down in the middle of it. So if you love gratitude meditations and you want to do more, there is that 1 and 2 parts in the Facebook feed or in the unit 2 on guided meditations. And just like in that one, I gave the disclaimer that I don't typically love gratitude meditations, but I think it's because it's easy to oversimplify it and for it to become this kind of the analogy that comes to mind is like what's the word? Like laundry. I'm thinking of more like criminal, like washing money kind of laundry. I feel like it can wash the negative thoughts in your mind in a way where you're not always honoring what's really going on. So that's usually my beef with it. And yeah, I see Lonnie said she's cooking and Mashid's also joining us, so good. If you're feeling at all busy, we're going to start by kind of honoring the busyness or the mixed emotions that might be happening along with the holidays. And then I do love giving thanks and having gratitude for things that we often don't appreciate or might take for granted. So we're going to do a little bit of that, and then I have a unusual poem I will read as well. So I'll put my tea down now. And let's just start by taking a couple of deep breaths. So take a moment as well to shift your posture. Come into a position where you can be comfortable, restful, connecting to the earth, and also a sense of upright, uplift, dignity, alertness. Finding that balance without being too rigid or too slovenly, too restful. And so we can start by taking a couple of deep breaths. You might even take your hand and put it on your belly. If you are feeling activated or busy or stressed in any way by the holiday, sometimes it's hard to take a deep breath. So let's take our hands, put them on our belly, and feel the breath. You might even open your mouth and exhale. Allow the breath to really enter. Feel your hands receiving the breath. Feel the belly receiving the breath. And any stress or busyness or difficulty you're experiencing, try to breathe that in. Try to see it and recognize it. And with the exhale, just make a conscious effort to let it go. I do find it helpful to actually open the mouth when you exhale. We're all in our own spaces. You can make as much noise as you want to. Let your breath become full. Help it along. Let yourself arrive with the breath. As you breathe in, just recognize what's there for you, good or bad. Let it all be present. Exhale, letting go. And you might breathe in, recognizing busy mind, distracted thoughts, endless to-do lists. As you exhale, allow that to all sink into the earth like compost. Or you might breathe in, recognizing grief or anxiety, anger, fear, some deeper, meaty emotional. Absolutely not planned to go straight into this, but I guess I felt I needed to. Allow yourself to go straight in there. Deepen the breath. Breathe in, just making a little space for what arises. Even in the act of acknowledging and recognizing, then noticing what happens to what you're acknowledging and recognizing. Sometimes we worry if we recognize it, it will take over. But if we recognize it in this kind of mindful way where we're giving it space, then what happens? Sometimes it just shifts a little. So as much exhaling as you need to, if you're ready, you can take your hands and place them back alongside of you or in your lap. And you might maintain this active, slow exhale with your mouth open or closed, with your eyes open or closed. Just releasing any tension. Even if there's nothing specifically related to the holidays, there's the pandemic stress, the constant decision making that's required of us. And then allow your breath to start to soften and settle. You might notice your body a little more, Become aware of sitting. As I often quote the meditation teacher Joseph Goldstein, sit and know you're sitting. And bringing your awareness back to the breath very lightly. Noticing that as you've shifted your attention into your body and your posture, your breath still flowed. Breathing is happening on its own. Because it's happening even when we're not directing our attention towards it, it's one of the easier things to take for granted. Without necessarily shaping or changing your breath, just keep your attention with the breath. And we'll start our first gratitude by giving thanks to the breath. Always flowing. The breath is what animates us, what keeps us alive. And you feel that sense of liveliness as each breath flows. Feel that spark of life, the animation. The breath is the spirit, the pneuma, that spark of life. Maybe you notice you're able to take a deeper breath after that first initial practice we did. How lucky we are that we don't have to think first and breathe later, that we don't have to control our breath, but that it controls itself. Giving thanks for the other parts of our body that are always flowing and supporting us, like the beating of our hearts. If you're very quiet and still, sometimes you can catch the movement of blood in your body or the sound of the pulse or the heart rate. Giving thanks for all the systems in our body that keep us alive. The mind wanders at any point, you can always return to the breath. Notice the sensations of breathing, noticing where you feel it easiest in your body. Connecting more with the body itself. Bring your attention into your feet, into the parts of your body that might be in contact with the ground. Giving thanks to our feet that support us, enabling us to walk about, to stand. Giving thanks to our pelvis, holding us as we sit or lie. Just noticing, sensing into these parts of the body that are connecting to the earth, to the ground beneath you. And give thanks to the earth that support our feet and support our pelvis. Offering our bodies, ourselves, a place to land. Giving thanks to gravity for keeping us on the earth. Feel that sense of connection and belonging with the earth. Allow any places in contact with the ground to start to soften, as if they could just melt right into the earth, the ground beneath you. Giving thanks for the opportunity to land, to settle, to arrive. Mind or awareness arriving in the body, whole self arriving in the present moment. Give thanks to the earth for allowing us to have something to land into, a place to rest. Always there, not always noticed and appreciated, like the breath. The air and the earth, these two elements I feel bound to honor today. The earth is very tangible, visible, graspable. You can clutch fistfuls of dirt, and yet it's so vast it becomes slightly invisible. And then there are the forces of air in the breath and the air around us, and the forces of gravity, keeping us on the planet, keeping our atmosphere intact. And having arrived in the present moment, let's give thanks to awareness itself, for the ability to contemplate visible and invisible, to have some consciousness. This breath might be the spark of life. Consciousness is the spark beyond, spark of awareness. Giving thanks to whatever mysterious parts of you that holds that consciousness, that seat of awareness. And giving thanks to your open mind and open heart that is willing to show up today, to be here in meditation, to be here in each arising moment, to be here now and now. Of all the things you could be doing, you've chosen to take your seat with me now. And recognizing with deep gratitude the intuition that has brought you to this moment. You might notice where the experience of gratitude is located in your body. Just holding that felt sense. opening further to its presence. I'll read this poem called The Eagle Poem by Joy Harjo. To pray, you open your whole self to sky, to earth, to sun, to moon, to one whole voice that is you. And know there is more that you can't see, can't hear, can't know except in moments, steadily growing, and in languages that aren't always sound, but other circles of motion. Like eagle that Sunday morning over Salt River, circled in blue sky, in wind, swept our hearts clean with sacred wings. We see you, see ourselves, and know that we must take the utmost care and kindness in all things. Breathe in, knowing we are made of all this, and breathe, knowing we are truly blessed, because we were born and die soon within a true circle of motion, like eagle rounding out the morning inside us. We pray that it will be done in beauty, in beauty. So when you're ready, you might try wiggling your fingers, opening your eyes, coming back into this space with me. I sometimes find it funny. I have to find a new way to end meditation because am I calling you back, or did you never leave? I hope you were here with me the whole time. So I wonder what that is. I don't know. I got to think about that. Kind of went right into it today. Hope that was okay with everyone. Going right into the slightly difficult things and then giving some thanks for things that we don't often notice and take for granted. A little bit of a sort of elemental feel with the earth and the air, the sky, the breath. And I think I should look it up. Joy Harjo. I feel like she might, I could be totally wrong, she might be a Native American poet. That's my memory from reading poetry in the past. And I feel like honoring the earth and sky has a sort of similar, like, Native American elemental feel that I feel like is also appropriate to this holiday and honoring the history of Thanksgiving. So hope that you can take that connection. A final word there too about sort of the Chinese medicine slant on humans, man being this connection or bridge, or what's between earth and sky, heaven and earth, excuse me. And so that which supports us, that's what's underneath us, and that which gives us space to go forward and move through life and carry that spark of life into some kind of fruition. All these things. Have a wonderful Thanksgiving. I can obviously spout on for a while, so I will let you cook your food. Thanks. Be thankful for the other people in your life coming together. And and all those circles of motion that are referenced in that poem. Thank you for joining me, and I will see you next week. Be well, everyone. Thank you.